Today we're talking about Amazon EFS. Here's what we're going to cover: what EFS is and how it differs from EBS, how multiple EC2 instances can share the same file system, performance modes and storage classes, and the common use cases and pricing. So Amazon EFS is a fully managed elastic shared file storage service used with AWS services and on-premises resources. So think of EFS like a network shared drive. Multiple EC2 instances across multiple availability zones can mount the same EFS file system and read and write to it at the same time. It's elastic, meaning it automatically grows and shrinks as you add and remove files, and you don't provision capacity up front. You just use what you need and pay for what you use. So EFS versus EBS. So for EBS, it's a block storage attached to one EC2 instance at a time, and it's tied to a single availability zone, and you provision a fixed size. For EFS, it's a file storage that many EC2 instances can mount simultaneously, regional service, so it spans multiple availability zones, and it automatically scales, so there's no capacity planning needed. So you could think like EBS is a hard drive attached to one computer, and EFS is like a shared network drive that multiple computers can access. So the way it works is, first you create an EFS file system in a VPC. Next, EFS creates mount targets in each availability zone where you want access. Then your EC2 instance uses NFS protocol to mount the EFS file system, and then all your instances can read and write to the same file simultaneously. So the file system is automatically replicated across multiple availability zones for high durability and availability. EFS offers two performance modes: the general purpose, which has low latency. It's good for most workloads, and it's the best for latency sensitive applications like web servers, CMS, or development environments. And the Max IO, which has the higher latency and higher throughput, scales to thousands of EC2 instances, and it's good for big data, media processing, large-scale analytics. So you choose the performance mode when you create the file system, and you can't change it later. EFS has a lifecycle management with two storage classes: the standard, which is frequently accessed files stored across multiple AZs. It has a higher cost. And then the infrequent access, which files are not accessed frequently and has a lower storage cost and small retrieval fee when accessed. So you can set up lifecycle policies to automatically move files to IA storage after a certain number of days without access. This saves money on files you don't use often but still need available. A real-world example would be like for big data and analytics. You could use multiple compute instances processing large data sets stored on a shared file system. Or for like home directories, you can use shared home directories for users across multiple EC2 instances or workspaces. And for pricing, you pay for what you use. So the standard storage costs 30 cents per gigabyte month. The infrequent access storage costs 0.25 cents per gigabyte month. And then the provision throughput has an extra cost if you use it. So no minimum fees, no setup costs, just paying for the storage consumed. So that's Amazon EFS, a fully managed elastic shared file storage for EC2 instances. If you found this helpful, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.